Ozma. He did all this. We will find him and make him pay.
Femboy, I see you. I'm gonna respond to that in a second. Alright, there we go. What fucking prices? What fucking prices? What prices? The only price I am defending is the actual console price, because I genuinely do think $450 for the console. I was hoping for $400. $450 for the console makes sense. It is a huge graphical update. It is on par with some of these other PC handhelds in terms of specs from what we are seeing. And those ones, the cheapest one is $400 with the Steam Deck, and that's the 256 LCD. Everything else higher. That's the only price. Game prices? What the fuck is that? Mario Kart for $80? No. No. Don't put that on me.
He truly deserves to be called the Master of Chaos.
Ozma, this ends soon.
Defending the Joy-Cons too? Here's how I see that. Here is how I see that. Wait, what? Oh, what the fuck? Okay. No.
The hero who stood against evil.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. Gonna need a rain check real quick. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I need to defend myself from this blasphemy. Hold on a quick second. I don't like that the Joy-Cons are $95. I honestly think that, like, regular controllers being $70, fucking horrendous. You're telling me a controller is going to be the same price as a game? No. Lower that shit. But I think it being a little bit more expensive than these other ones, I can understand. You're able to turn it into a mouse. There's motion controls inside of it. There is the gyro. There's the accelerometer. At least in the old one, there was the IR camera. I don't like that they're $95, but here's what I say. You don't want to pay the $95. Don't break your fucking Joy-Cons. I understand kids can break Joy-Cons and shit. You instill the fear of fucking God into them. That if they break that shit, you don't get another one. You break that shit, you don't get another one. Oh, sucks for you. You're not getting it until Christmas. But they break every other 2-3 weeks. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest. You're a cool person. That's a user error. That is a user error. Because look, the original Joy-Cons, the ones that I have in the background right there with my Animal Crossing Switch, I've been using those for like 3 to 4 years. Still works perfectly fine. They don't have stick drift, and they work great. My old ones did get stick drift, but that was after like 5 years. So maybe those will get stick drift too. But I also don't play it every day. That's one of my least used my Xbox is my least used. That's like my second least used console. They drift more than a pirate ship? Cool. Mine don't right now, and they even said in the developer direct, not the developer direct, in the Ask the Developer, all that they reworked the joysticks completely from the bottom up. They made them bigger, obviously, and they remade the entire thing. So I would think with stick drift being such a huge problem back during the last Switch, I'm pretty sure they even had a class action lawsuit with that. They lost so much money probably on that. Well, no, they probably made a lot more money. Let me retract that. They probably made a lot of money from people rebuying it. But they had a lot of problems with that. I would think one of the first things they did when looking at this Joy-Con is, how do we not get it to fucking drift? Now, yes, does it not have Hall effect? Yes, but what else does? This does not have Hall effects. None of the Xbox controllers have Hall effects, and no Nintendo has ever had Hall effect. The only things that have Hall effects are some third-party controllers and the MSI Claw. None of the PC handhelds also don't have Hall effect. I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't like that they're $95, obviously, and I don't think they should be that expensive, but them being more expensive than other controllers, sure, I get that. A $5 increase on accessories, even on Joy-Cons? You don't got $5? Canceling a marketing strategy? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. They are too, though? What do you mean? Like that it's an updated Joy-Con? Yeah. We haven't even had the Joy-Con yet. Like, the only people who have had it in their hands are the people who have been able to go to these, like, in-person things. So, like, listen. So unless you're one of those people who did that, and unless you sat there and you played with it for 24 hours straight, we got no clue about stick drift. Hell, not even 24 hours straight. If you haven't played for like more than a month, Not straight, but like if you haven't played with it for more than a month, you can't say anything about stick drift because we got no clue. People are just making shit up that they're saying, "Oh my god, this is going to have such terrible stick drift." Motherfucker, we don't know. And there's fucking precedent and fucking like information that says this will probably not happen. Ha! Yes, they did make a lot of money because they had to change controllers. Not every week though. Let's not act like it's every week though, because like I would say every few months. And again, that's not good. That's not good. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, that's great. That's great." No. That's terrible. But if you are having to replace your controllers every week, my brother in Christ, that's a user error. That is a user error. That is you fucking something up right there. That's on you. If it's every other week, that's on you. Kazar, what's up? PS fanboys had the same complaints. Yeah. It's like here's the thing with the original Switch. I'm going on a rant here, but that's fine. We're supposed to be stopping the stream anyway. I don't know what's going on in the game, but like they had the same complaints with the Switch 1. It was too underpowered. Like it didn't have as much. It couldn't play the most recent games. If they did, they had to downgrade it a shitload. So we upgraded the console. We got it to modern standards. It is on par with some of these other PC handhelds. It's on par with an Xbox Series S. I did a whole YouTube video going over all of the specs that we could see for everything, and looking at it like that, it is on par with all of these. The Nintendo Switch 2 is. The Nintendo Switch 2 is on par with all of these. So, like, thank you for the follow, Kazar. Thank you for the follow. I've convinced you. But, like, oh my god. Femboy, I'm sorry, just saying femboy, that's funny to me. You had a Switch first and then got a PlayStation? Yeah, and it's totally understandable. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh my god, the Switch 2 is going to be my main console." No, this is my main console. You can look behind me. I have more PlayStation than I have anything Nintendo. My PlayStation stops down there. My PlayStation starts all the way at the top. That's a 6-shelf thing. I have almost 6 shelves worth of PlayStation. Like, I prefer PlayStation over Nintendo. Like, and as much as I love the Switch and love that you can, use it portably, I don't want to do that all the time. It's nice when I go to work. It's nice when I'm on a plane. It's nice when I'm on a car ride and I'm not having to drive for whatever reason. It's nice. It's great. Otherwise, I don't really use it except for first-party exclusives. If it's not, like I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. If that was not on Nintendo, I would not be playing it on Nintendo. I'll be honest right there. The Switch one was $300, and that was equal with the PS4 at the time. Wait, what? Hold on, let me read that again. It was $300, and that was TGE. I might be reading it wrong. I mean, if you're saying that the Switch one was equal with the PS4, I don't think it ever was. I don't think that, if you mean in price, I'm pretty sure the PS4 was like $400, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it like 400? Hold on, let's look this up. PS4 initial price. Yeah, the initial price of the PS4 was about $450, it looks like. Am I right about that? No, about $400. Yeah, and Switch 2 is $450, same as PS5 digital. Yep. Yeah. Like, it's not going to be as powerful. Absolutely not. Like, I don't think anybody was expecting, especially in handheld mode, to be like, "Oh my god, we're getting PS5 levels." No. I think anybody that's complaining about the Switch 2 not being as powerful as a PS5 or an Xbox X completely doesn't understand what the fuck the Switch 2 is even trying to do. And doesn't understand that a handheld is a completely different factor with that. Like, yes, it's $450. Yes, it's not as powerful as the PS5, the Xbox Series X. It can get up there if you dock it, sort of. It can't get 4K 120, but it can do 4K 60. It might not be running as perfect as it could on a PS5. That's perfectly fine. But you also get the trade-off of it being a handheld and you being able to take it around wherever you want to go and play on the go. It's not like a PS5 Portal where you're going to need that and the PS5 to play it, and then you can only play it really locally. I don't know. I heard they got some updates, but the price went down to $300 after the Pro got released? Yeah. And that makes sense. I'm pretty... Correct me if I'm wrong, I think... Didn't the Switch go down too? Like didn't it go down to $250 and then $300 for the OLED? I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me there. But yeah. The other consoles that make, like, they always go down. Like, PS4s right now, you can get around 200 to 300, depending on where you look. Sorry. Going off the high from the game, going into this, Femboy, you came for me. You came for me, Femboy. I'm kidding, though. You're cool. You're cool. We'd love to have you here. 330 what is that, pounds? Or euros? 330 euros. Add more features and focus more on the basics. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what you mean there. I'm gonna be honest, what basics? What basics do you think that they could have worked on more here? That we don't know of? That's my question. Like, what more, like, obviously, this could have been more powerful if they put more time into it, you know, did more research. Sure, of course. They probably could have gotten it to get up to a PS5. The price would have increased, though. Like, if they wanted to add more RAM and all that extra stuff, that probably would have had to increase the price. They added voice chat in the cam. It can't run 4K 120. Okay. Okay. It runs 4K 60. You like, and understand this. Not every PS5, Xbox Series X game can run 4K 120. That's very select, mostly first-party titles. Hell, some computers can't even get to 4K 120 unless you have some of the most updated stuff. And the other PC handhelds can get up to it while they are docked, which you got to pay for a whole nother dock. It's 4K 60. Like, yeah, sure, it's not 120 frames, but it is 4K 60. That's good. That's still good. Sure, it's not exactly like 2025, but again, you're getting some of that trade-off for it being a handheld. Some of that trade-off is it's being a handheld. So the trade-off is that you are able to take some of the power of like a PS4 Pro and shrink it down into a handheld. Like, even the PS4 Pro couldn't do 4K 60 most of the time. It struggled to do that, and that was the highest it could go. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. Like I understand, but like, I don't know what more you wanted from this thing. When it comes to the camera and the voice chat and stuff, there are problems there. Like the camera running at, what is it, is it 720p or is it a 1080p? I thought I heard something about it being a 720p camera. No, it is 1080p. Okay. So yeah, like the camera, could it have been like more cheaper? Obviously, you can get webcams that are like, you can get webcams that are like $30 cheaper than at $55 for a Nintendo Switch 2 camera. That is quite literally just paying for the name. That's stupid. Am I buying it? Shut up. But like, that price is stupid for a 1080p camera. You dog shitting me, bro? Yeah. That's what I thought. No, I'm kidding. I love you, bro. You're cool. You're cool. It's just, I'm not even like a Nintendo shill. Because like I said before, I don't even play Nintendo Switch that much. Like, I grew up on the Wii, I grew up on the DS, sure, but they're not my main consoles anymore. I play PlayStation mainly. PC is second, Nintendo Switch is third, and then Xbox is like fourth. Like, it's just annoying that people are just like, oh my god, this and that, and they're not saying you don't, but they don't do research, or they just don't understand. They're misinformed. Yada yada. There's just so many things, like, and then people just also not wanting to like like learn the facts and just understand. Like, again, not saying that's you, but you can kind of understand what I'm saying. I've been wanting to say this. Still mad at Nintendo for the Switch 1? What do you mean? I mean, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, I just don't understand that either. Like for 2016, yeah, that could have been a little bit more powerful. You could have bought a PlayStation 4, and that's fair. And that's 100% fair. That's completely fair. I understand that absolutely. Yeah, I remember I got my Switch, I think it was 2017 or 2018, like, for Christmas, when my parents got it for me. And I was in middle school then. I think they got me the, Sword and Shield, no. That's 2019. I think they got me Smash Bros. I think that was my first one, and Mario Odyssey. They got me Smash Bros. And Mario Odyssey. That was when I got my Switch, and back then I would still play the Wii sometimes. I would steal my PS4 from my brother. I would play with that. Yeah. Like, was the Switch one, like, a piece of shit potato? Absolutely. Especially when you, like, get it to nowadays. But at the same time, it was something new. Like, basically never done before. Like, if in the way that you're thinking about it. Like, the 3DS they had, sure, PSP, PS Vita. I would still say the Switch is, like, a big step up from those, and a completely different thing entirely. Still runs like shit today, and honestly, even back then, it still kind of ran like shit. And then obviously we got all the PC handhelds that obviously just improved on it, made better things, you know, better resolution, better storage, everything else, better performance. So it kind of made the Nintendo Switch 1 look a lot more shit, and it sucks because I do like the Switch 1 still. I'm not like it's not like dead to me, but it still sucks, right? Like in the current market. Wii fanboy and thought they cooked with the Wii 2. Yeah, the Wii 2. Oh my god, dude. I never even got a Wii U until, like, literally last summer? I think it was last summer I got a Wii U. And then I got it secondhand. Didn't get it with a gamepad, so then I had to get a gamepad. That was fun. And now I have a few Wii U games that I got. Yeah. Cooked with Switch is. Oh, you mean like the Switch is the Wii is the second, like the Wii 2, like the Wii successor? We don't talk about the Wii U. Is that what you mean? Okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, they cooked with the Wii. Absolutely. That was my favorite console, dude. I was playing Skylanders on that bitch. I used to play Madden on that with my brother. Oh my god, that was fucking awesome. Mario Galaxy, New Super Mario Bros. Oh my god. Wii Sports, Wii Resort, dude. Cooking on that shit. Whenever I would, back in elementary school, I would go over to my Nana and Grandpa's after school because the bus stop just went to their house. And we would go there, and we would just fucking play a bunch of Wii Sports, Wii Resort, dude. Fucking loved that shit. Mario Galaxy carried? Absolutely, dude. Mario Galaxy was one of the best games on that console. I don't even think that's an argument. I don't know if it's the best. I can't just say that right now off the bat. But it is definitely one of my favorite games on that console. I don't know if it's the best. I'd have to do a tier list or something and check that out, but yeah, loved Mario Galaxy. I never really got Mario Galaxy 2, so I don't know how that one really stacks up. I heard it's basically the same thing, just a few improvements, so it's probably just as good. Oh, man. Alright. Let's wind it down a little bit. Wind it down. Let's move back to the game for a second. I want to see if we can get to a place where we can pause, because I need food. I have not eaten yet today, so